until you stop, dumb. Okay.
This man arrested after insulting an officer. I first told you about this case last week, and because of our reporting, the Phoenix Police Department launching an internal investigation.
Yeah, they also released a statement saying this incident was recently brought to the attention of those at the highest level of our department. The Phoenix Police Department is committed to continuous improvement and strengthening community trust. Tonight, ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing is back with more.
He's about to reveal how officials aggressively pursued charges for almost a year, only to quit at the very last second.
Right, then this is CR 2023-006828.
It's the morning of trial. The jury's been picked, but suddenly, Maricopa County prosecutors are giving up on a case they've pushed for 10 months.
The state no longer believes we have a reasonable likelihood of conviction, so it's in the interest of justice to dismiss it.
So what changed? Well, it's kind of complicated. So let's go back to August 2nd, 2022, when Kenny Ronald McDonald was arrested.
Do you feel like you were arrested because you said something to them they didn't like?
Yes. That's exactly what I think it was, yeah.
While riding his bike, Kenny was insulting on-duty Phoenix officers in the parking lot of the police union. The first was Officer Brian Alvarado. Now remember that name. After mocking Alvarado, another officer arrived. That's the officer who made the arrest.
Can you help me out with something? What do you need? There's a bunch of people that need help over. You guys help people, right?
The two go back and forth for the next 30 seconds.
I was knocking on your window to get your attention.
Yeah, getting in my way. It's called obstructing police operations.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to a call right now. So, if you don't need anything...
I wasn't in your way until you stopped, dumb.
Okay.
They put Kenny into the police SUV until more officers arrive. The one with the fingerprint scanner is Officer Christopher Turiano. Now remember that name too.
Turn away from me.
What?
Turn away from me.
Why?
I'm going to take your fingerprint.
I'm not going to give you my fingerprints, man.
It's not up to you.
I know, but I'm just not going to.
Well, it's not up to you.
Okay, I know.
All right, we'll pull you out and we'll force you then.
I'll get out.
Okay, we're going to force you.
Force me all you want.
I was trying to be nice.
And that's what they did, even though police policy states they're not allowed to use force when a suspect refuses fingerprinting. The officers piled on Kenny, pried his fingers open while others knelt on his back and pushed his face into the ground. In the end, Kenny would face a felony charge for aggravated assault.
What did they say was your assault of them?
There's a couple parts where I think where they're saying that I did it. And you just see my finger moving over and touching his hand. You know, I don't know, we never got to trial, right?
Yeah.
To hear
so
exactly.
do you even actually know what they're claiming the assault
You don't,
was?
and they don't, and they're telling you that, and that's the process of going back with the prosecutor and seeing the things they don't tell you and all these things. They're in charge of all the evidence. And they just give you what they want, and it's just a wild thing.
Relax your hand.
Records show the alleged aggravated assault was against Officer Turiano. He's the main one trying to pry Kenny's fingers open. And if Turiano's name sounds familiar, that's because we've reported on him before. He's the cop who shot a protester in the groin with a gas rod. We exposed officers celebrated the shot with a special challenge coin, and that coin had language tied to hate speech. We also discovered Turiano was on the Brady List because of excessive force. In 2003, while assisting in a traffic stop, Officer Christopher Turiano forcibly removed a ring from a suspect, attempted to force his upper body onto the trunk of a patrol car, and then choked him, all while he was handcuffed.
Hasn't been noticed.
And in Kenny's case, prosecutors wanted to keep that history secret from the jury.
The report that we do have is an incident that happened over 20 years ago. The state doesn't believe it should be able to come in this trial.
Now, something we haven't told you yet. Kenny represented himself.
Similarities in the case are they're similar. They're very similar. And the 20 years could be seen just the other way. I mean, it means that the pattern still exists after 20 years and nothing's happened. And that's why I think it's important.
And the judge agreed.
The fact that the officer was on the Brady List is relevant, and the court will deny the request that precluded from testimony in this matter.
But Turiano wasn't the only officer on scene with a history. Remember the first officer, Brian Alvarado? Well, on the morning of trial, prosecutors claimed they just got a new internal investigation showing Alvarado submitted timesheets requesting to be paid for more hours than he worked.
And we've got this report from Alvarado today The state no longer believes we have a reasonable likelihood of conviction, so it's in the interest of justice to dismiss it.
And regardless of how you feel about Kenny or what he did, the fact is, officials spent a lot of time and taxpayer resources pushing this case, only to quit when they learned the officer's misconduct would be revealed.
When you look at it and you look at the numbers of it, what the chances are that I could have a situation with some police on the street and 2 of them were on this misconduct list, the Brady List, it just means there's a big problem.
I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.